What is going on, everyone? Jonathan Perez here, The Abundant Life, where we talk about faith, family, fitness, and finance. And in today's show, I'm going to go over this new thing. It's called ChatGPT. If you haven't heard of it, don't worry. I'm going to go over some stuff today. I found a really great article that breaks it down so that anybody can understand, including this guy right here. So, ChatGPT, what is it? What does it mean for the future? And why should you care? Let's get into it. Abundant life. All right. So check this out. I'm just gonna share my screen. There's this new thing. It's called Chat GPT, and apparently it's this new AI chatbot thing. And there's all sorts of stuff going on around it, saying that it might replace Google, that it's revolutionary. Let's find out what it is together, because I looked into it a little bit, and I'm having a hard time understanding it, but this is going to be good. This is going to be eye opening. And from what I did hear, I do have some concerns about this in the future and what this means for us as a human race, to be honest, because this is seriously some Terminator 2 Skynet stuff that we're talking about here. So check this out. All right. Skynet, aka Skynet. So here it is. Chat GPT is the new Google. These are some tweets that were on it. This is a article I found. It's pretty dope. It's called Locology. Locology. Never heard of it before, but shout out to them. They kind of broke this down really, really well. So this one guy says, played around with Chat GPT this morning. Higher ed is not ready for this. Take-home tests are dead forever. Short writing assignments too. Though it doesn't do citations yet, going to be tricky to assign any kind of writing assignment at all in the very near future. Now, apparently, this is like version 3.0 that was finally released to the public, and it's been taking all of this data, and this thing is capable of writing essays, documents, chatting with people, going back and forth, understanding the different languages and how people talk. And from what I understand, it's pretty accurate. Not 100% of the time, but the thing is learning, and it's kind of freaky. So, kind of break this down a little more. All right, what is ChatGPT? It's an AI chatbot. ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI, and this is the crazy thing. It was created by Elon Musk. Yes, that Elon Musk, and some other guy. It says it over here. GPT, the bot's designed to engage in dialogue, and it also will apparently write you an essay if you ask it to. One quick take is that anyone taking money from college students to ghostwrite their essays is about to be innovated out of a pretty sleazy side hustle. That's pretty funny. Yeah, this thing is nuts, man. It writes everything. We're gonna go on the website in a minute to check it out. So here it is. Investor Elon Musk is a founder investor of OpenAI and leader of Twitter. OpenAI is the company that created this Chat GPT bot, I guess it's called. And I really got some thoughts about that, because I don't know if anyone said this yet, but I mean, look, let's just break this down. I'll get into it right now. Elon Musk is an investor slash founder of OpenAI, which is the people who developed this AI chatbot. Now, one thing, if you know anything about programming or how that stuff works, especially with AI, is they need data in order to get that intelligence in, right? So the data has to come in from somewhere. So I think they said it comes from all of these language things. Um, let's see, recent video, finance article, chatbot is only as good as its training. So right there, yeah, it says versions argument that AI bot like Chat GPT is only as good as its training. It's not very hard to find examples online of people citing flawed or just plain wrong search results on Chat GPT, because it's an AI. It doesn't have emotion. It's just using predictable premises to kind of put the words together. It's really wild, man. So what I'm saying about Elon Musk is the guy bought Twitter, right? Now, if you have a chat AI bot, And now you have like the biggest database in the world to get information into this chat AI bot. I feel like pretty soon it's going to be indistinguishable. Like you're never going to know if you're talking to an actual real person or if you're speaking to a freaking bot. That's crazy. That's mind blowing. And we've got, cell phones, we've got tablets, we've got all sorts of technology that we rely on so much. And pretty soon, like I don't know if you guys saw the McDonald's that came out recently where they literally just fired everyone and now they got robots and machines just serving your order. Like we're coming closer and closer to this age where everything is just going to be digital and everything is going to be robotic and programming, and it's really scary. Well, let me take that back. It's not scary. It's biblical, to be honest. I love it. There's a verse in, I believe it's Revelation. I don't know the address off the top of my head, but it talks about a cashless society, right? Towards the end times when Jesus is coming back, that there will be people who won't be able to purchase or sell with money. It's going to be completely cashless. And if you've noticed the trend that's been happening, there are places that are no longer accepting cash. And it blows my mind. This is America. I don't know how it's going on in the rest of the world, but I'm pretty sure, they're following suit as well, where I can have a $20 bill or I can have $100 on me or whatever the case, go into a store and they'll be like, no, we only take credit or cards or whatever it is. And that's happened. I've had a $20 bill in my wallet. This was a few weeks ago. I couldn't spend it. Like every place I went to buy some food. They're like, no, we don't take cash. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Like, I can't spend cash here. This is legal tender. Take my money. But they wouldn't take it. So we're slowly going towards this. And then with this AI chatbot, it just means like everything online. And this is my concern. And I think this should be a concern for everyone out there. Okay. Books. I don't have any books on my desk. I got my bookshelf over there. I'm not going to get up right now. But books are printed paper, right? You cannot change the printed paper from a book. Once it's printed, that's your book. You have it. So we have Bibles that were printed, that those are the words. You can't change those words. My thought process in thinking of this is with this AI stuff and all of these things coming out. Like we have history, documented history, but now everything is becoming digital. So this article was talking about different like colleges doing papers and things like that. Like pretty soon the reference of, I mean, think about like 40, 50 years from now, the reference point that's going to be used to document history was something that was writing about history before. Like it's not going to be the source, right? Like what is our source going to be? I hope I'm explaining myself right. But you figure, okay, let's use an example. I have this bot. It writes up an essay. This essay gets around because it's so accurate or whatever. It goes on the internet, ends up in a blog, gets picked up by some news station, which they don't check anything anymore. The news station publishes it as 100% fact and truth. Now all of a sudden, this article that this AI bot becomes a source, right? So 20, 30 years down the line, we're going to look back on history and the AI bot is going to use its own AI as the source of whatever that history was. That's why I feel books, paper, print, communication, people, face to face, like that's why that stuff is so vital and so important. Because if we continue to just focus on digital, 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 like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with digital, but I'm saying there is something wrong if that's the only communication that happens in your life. If all you're doing is texting, if all you're doing is writing, in chat rooms or whatever, Snapchatting and doing all those things. Like if that's all you're doing, you have to put those things on pause at some point. And once those things are on pause, you have to start learning conversations because I feel like everything is going to go full circle. It's either going to go full circle or it's going to fully implode on itself and people are going to have nothing left to do except to start learning how to communicate again. Especially with these AI bots and these machines and everything that's starting to take over. The job market is at jeopardy. If you're a writer, I'd be pretty annoyed, right? Because now if I want to hire a writer, I could just be like, well, let me just get an AI bot, write my whole article for me. What do I got to pay a couple $100 for a writer for? Like we're starting to take these these skill sets and devaluing them through all of this technology. And I love technology. I think it's great, but I think there's got to be a certain point or a certain time where the technology just has to, like, yo, hold off, hold on, hold on. Like, let's look at the long-term implications of this. This isn't just all, oh, this is so awesome, this is AI, it's going to change the world. Like, yeah, it'll change the world, but is it going to change the world for the good, or is it going to change the world and make everyone, lose their intelligence? You know what I mean? So this thing kind of freaks me out a little bit, having all this AI and the way they talk about it. Like, I was just doing some research. You could check out, there's a Joe Rogan clip where what's his face? Joe Rogan and I think Sam Weisenberger, whatever his name is, just starts talking about it. And he says pretty much the same thing. He says this thing's pretty scary. He said version 4.0 is going to be even smarter, and then it's going to get to a point where it's just indistinguishable from what an actual person is saying. So you'll be online. I mean, talk about catfishing. You'll be like, oh, it's got catfished by a robot. They were talking about the movie Ex Mechanica, which is a wild concept, especially now that this kind of just released just about 2 weeks ago. Like, go watch that movie. That's about a robot who's just AI, but there's no emotion, there's no conscience, there's no soul. Like, it's just words, it's just random words. And this AI machine just learned how to manipulate humans and completely manipulates this guy in the movie. And well, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm not gonna tell you the ending, but it's a pretty old movie. But it's just mind blowing how fast the technology is growing and growing and growing. So this is just something really interesting. I thought I was gonna put it out there, just to kind of get some thoughts on it. I mean, what do you think of this thing, this chat bot now? Chat GPT, it's called. I didn't get the whole article, but I mean, this is just trippy. Let's check out the website real quick just to see what it is. Chatgpt.com, I'm assuming is what it is. No, of course not. Of course that's not the site, because someone already bought it from somewhere. What's the website? Plans to complete. Do they even have a website here? Just do a quick Google search. Chat GPT. GPT. No.com. Look at this. OpenAI.com. That's wild. We've trained the model called ChatGPT, which interacts in a conversational way. The dialogue format makes it possible for ChatGPT to answer follow-up questions, admit its mistakes, challenge incorrect premises, and reject inappropriate requests. Requests. ChatGPT is a sibling model which is trained to follow an instruction and a prompt to provide a detailed response. That is insane. That is insane. Checking if site connection is confused. Oh, of course, you got to log in. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to see if I do a video just chatting with this thing and just seeing what it says, because that blows my mind. Like, I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think of this new Chat GPT, the future of AI, how it affects our future, and how it affects people in general. Honestly, I say just look to the Word of God. Get this is what I would say to all you Christians out there. If you have a Bible, get a physical copy of a Bible. Don't rely solely on all the apps. At any point, Google could just be like, I don't want this app on my store anymore. Or they could just change it. I mean, it's all digital. It's real easy to just change some text on some apps. So get the physical paper and just, have it there. This gets kind of deep when you start getting into other countries where worshiping God is not allowed, or places like, I don't know, I'm not going to get banned. Hopefully I don't get banned, but places like China where, they're not allowed to worship. So they got to sneak Bibles in and memorize scriptures as fast as they can because they can't read it. And there's no digital apps. They have to get the paper. They got to read it and then throw it out. Like, it's mind blowing. So would love to hear your thoughts on this. Yeah, that's it. God bless. Enjoy your day. ChatGPT is crazy.